Okay, guys, I want to do is introduce Andrew Hawkins to you guys today. He was a guy that I worked with the Angels for about 4 years. I think we were together with the Angels for about 4 years, 3.5 years. Um, as guys know, he's heard me talk about him before. Me, Andrew, and Ryan Crotin actually developed a lot of the weighted ball programs that we were doing with the Angels. We did a lot of the stuff there. We got introduced to dynamometry, and that's where really we evolved the things on the arm care side, as well as I take a lot of the things that me and Andrew and Ryan were doing previously and have adapted that into what I'm doing on my private training as well through all the pitching side of stuff. But Andrew is a wealth of knowledge. He has done everything from baseball to tennis to geriatric rehab to now in his most recent endeavor, he is rehabbing military personnel. So I figure if you can rehab somebody who's been exploded, you can probably get a pitcher back to where they need to be. So Andrew's going to be somebody that we're extending out for services. He's going to be giving free consultations, doing some short Q&As with guys that have interest in some of the things that are going on. So with that, I'll kind of turn it over to Andrew, if you don't mind giving a little more background about what it is you actually do.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a originally was an athletic trainer, uh, and then decided to go on to physical therapy school. Went out to USC. That's where I kind of linked up with a lot of the guys from the Angels, and so I was able to work with the Angels from about 2017 to the end of the 2020 season, working as the rehab coordinator. So, the person that's down at the spring training facility. And so that's where me and Jordan kind of got to do a lot of our work together, and so mostly I was working with the rehab guys, but, we kind of connected a little bit on our weighted ball program, that the Angels used for some of the athletes, trying to just try and make sure that we keep them healthy. And so, a lot of my interest was in just, being able to, track athletes through their throwing. That was really important for guys coming back from injury. Tracking both their strength, their intensity, their volume of throwing, and just really kind of developing evidence-based arm care programs that is more specific to the individual athlete rather than just a kind of broad arm care program that just everybody does. And so that's really kind of what me and Jordan I think did a lot of our work on, and it's been something that's been interesting for me. As you mentioned, I'm now currently working for the U.S. Army. I work at one of their soldier recovery units, and so that's been a fun and interesting time. But really enjoy working with baseball players.
Yeah, and then one of the big reasons me and Andrew got reconnected is he has a deep desire and a passion to make baseball players better, and that's why we're going to be extending this out to the guys that we're working with. A lot of guys already know that I have a couple players that do Ryan Crotin's training, which is great. But for the guy who's looking for something specific on that rehab, or maybe you have that twinge, or you need just something a little extra for core stability or whatever that may be, Andrew's going to be that resource for you guys to reach out to learn more about. And one of the big things that me and Andrew did when we worked together with the Angels is if I had a guy working on kinematic sequence or hip and shoulder separation or glove side stability, Andrew would then program that in on their core work on whatever it may be, and he would add some specific exercises to fix that. So the arm care platform, which I obviously use extensively, is going to help dial in a lot of that, shoulder balance, those different things that you guys need to do. But where Andrew comes in is if you guys have questions and go, hey, Jordan's working on kinematic sequence. Well, he's going to give you some stuff to get that pelvis rotating, to get that mobility working. And then the cool thing with that is once that all is working together where it needs to be, that's where you kind of mold into what Ryan does. And me and Andrew kind of get the engine, we get the pieces and parts together, and then Ryan adds the horsepower and turns you from a V6 to a V8. So it all works together. It all comes hand in hand. It's not that one part is more important than the next. It's all something that continually grows and molds together. And if you're really looking for a high value development process, so that's kind of the main function of what it is we're doing. Is we're kind of the mechanics, and then there's somebody who kind of adds in the aftermarket parts later on. But we got to make sure the engine's function. You got to make sure the tires are rotated, and that everything's working the way that it needs to. Is there anything you wanted to add in with that?
No, I mean, just, obviously I've worked a lot with Jordan, so I kind of have, good understanding of some of the drills and some of the stuff that he does when he's working with pitchers. And, just excited to work with work with Jordan again. I think he's does a fantastic job, and would just love to add value for you. If you having any pain, any questions, any of those type of things, I'd just love to be a resource for any of your athletes.
Perfect. Well, we appreciate you taking a little time. I'm going to put this together in an email, send it out to all my guys. If anybody has questions, in that email, I will also put Andrew's email on there. I'm not going to put it out there just for everybody to grab. We'll kind of be on that email list. If somebody wants information, feel free to shoot me an email as well, and I will get you guys connected, and we will go from there. But again, thanks, Andrew. And anybody has questions, reach out, let us know. I want to get you guys connected to make sure that we're moving forward on that journey together.